All right, hello everyone, and thank you for watching today. Thank you for being there. So today, what I've noticed is that recently I've been having flare-ups. We believe it's fibromyalgia, but I've been having flare-ups, and so I've been pushing a little bit too hard in terms of the exercises that I've been doing. So I figured that there are others that are like me who are pushing too much, and it's creating more issues than helping. So this class is really meant to give us a smoother way, a slower way of doing exercises that is even more mindful, but also not as strenuous. So the first thing that we're going to do today is really about the back and our neck. Now, for those of us who are working from home, we are adopting ways of working that aren't so good. We're working from our couch, lying down in our bedrooms. We're spending way too much time in positions that aren't really good for our backs, and we're not realizing how much we're losing muscle strength because we're always leaning back, and it's comfortable at first, but then we start to feel vertebrae starting to shift. So we really need to work on strengthening the spine and making sure that our spine and our neck are nice and strong so that they hold up our torso properly. So to start, we're just going to get acquainted with our spine. So you, of course, don't have to move. I'm just moving so that you can see this better. So you can do this from the ground. You can have your legs crossed. I'm in César right now, but you could also sit on a couch or sit on a chair. It's really up to you, whatever is easiest for you. This isn't about being tough. This is about doing exercises that are safe. So we're just going to start by having an awareness of the spine. So first, make sure that you're always curling the tailbone under so that you are straightening a little bit the lumbar spine and reducing whatever type of strain you might have there. So that's one. And then we're going to start from a nice straight position, feeling our backs nice and straight. For some of us, this is something that's new, right? That we don't do a lot. We have a tendency to round our shoulders, and that's not so good. So we really want to feel that straight back without going so far that it's going into our lower backs. So curled our tailbone under, make sure that our back is nice and straight. And then from this position, you really want to feel like each vertebrae is one on top of the other. And then you really want to bring those shoulders back. So we're just going to do a few rotations. Bring the shoulders back. And make sure that you're always breathing as you're doing this, right? So inhale, you can go up. Exhale, you can lower. Or you can inhale for one rotation. Exhale for the second rotation. Good. And now we're going to do the reverse just because it's good for the shoulders and shoulder mobility. So again, inhale, one rotation. Exhale, second rotation. Now, as you're doing this, you want to remain aware of your abs. You want to remain aware of your back. Beautiful. So now that this is done, we want to make sure that our shoulders are nice and back. So we don't want to bring the shoulders back right now to pinch the shoulder blades together, which is a great exercise, but we're not doing this now. And now we want to feel the sternum popping forward. So that's really important. It makes a really big difference in our posture. This also applies in when I'm teaching self-defense and the importance of posture, right? We have a tendency to have our sternum, bent in. So even if our back is straight, sometimes our shoulders are forward. So we want to bring them back, but we also want to pop the sternum. Never to the detriment of the lower back, but we want to make sure that it's nice and straight. You want to make sure that you're sitting nice and strong in this posture. And for the neck now, we're just going to bring the chin down ever so slightly so that we extend the cervical spine. We feel that it's a little bit straighter. Beautiful. So this is our reference point for all of the work that we're doing. We want to make sure that our spine is nice and straight, not tense. Straight, right? It's not about contracting at this point. It's really about making sure that we're sitting properly. So from this position now, we're going to take a deep breath in And as we exhale now, we're going to round, bring the chin down, and then round the back completely. And depending on how you feel and where you're at, the rounding of the back might feel good, but the rounding of the back might also show that there was a lot of tension when you kept your back straight. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale now, come back up one vertebra at a time, starting from the lower back, and then progressively feeling like you're unrolling that spine really one vertebra at a time. The shoulders, the neck, and the head are the last ones to come back up. And again, find that reference position of having a nice straight back. Whatever you do, make sure that you're breathing. Yeah, that's really important. And so we're going to do this again. We really want to feel the difference between having a straight spine and a rounded spine. We're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. We're going to begin by bringing the chin down, rolling the neck, and then you really want to feel that we're rolling down all the way from the thoracic, all the way to the lumbar spine. So there's always a slight contraction in the abs here. We want to be mindful that our abs are present, but again, not tense. Make sure that you're always breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth or through the nose, whatever relaxes you most. And now we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to start our exhale before moving, and we're going to contract those abs and then unroll that spine one vertebra at a time. Take as many breath cycles as you need to get back into that position. Come back to that reference position. Beautiful. So again, if at any point you don't want to be on your knees anymore, or the sitting position doesn't work for you, just go on a chair, right? You don't have to force yourself to be in this position. So now we're going to work on the back muscles. We're going to work on the shoulder blade area. So these are muscles that we have a tendency to forget about, especially if we're rounded in our shoulders. So we're going to start by putting our hands up like this, at about shoulder height. And from this position now, we're just going to bring the arms back with the idea of bringing the shoulder blades together. So I'm going to move just so that you can see, hopefully with the black shirt you'll still be able to see. But from this position, I just really want to bring my arms up and squeeze those shoulder blades. And as you're doing this, make sure that you're curling that tailbone under and that you're slightly contracting those abs, right? The contraction of the abs is really important because that we're strengthening the core as we're doing this. And the stronger our core is, the stronger our back can also be, right? It creates stability, especially for the lower back, right? Good. And so you should be feeling a burn here. We're going to take a deep breath in, exhale, and we release. Ooh, yeah. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lower the elbows lower than the shoulders. We're going to bring our thumbs out, and we're going to do the same thing, but now we should feel it a little bit lower. So the initial one, we felt it a little bit more at the top, the trapezius. Now we should really feel more at the center of the thoracic, well, the center top of the thoracic spine. And so this is really important. Again, make sure that you're not arching your lower back, but feel that your sternum is opening, right? That's also very, very good to stretch out the muscles in the front. And unlike me, you want to make sure that you're keeping this, right? I'm moving to show certain things, but I want you to keep this. Good. We're going to take a deep breath in, exhale and release. Ooh. Very nice. We don't realize, just using the weight of our body is enough of a workout. You can also, though, if you don't feel it, you can put weights in your hands or cans, because we need to be improvising in our tools. All right, so now the next one, it's going to be similar, but now we're actually, I see some of you have stuff. Excellent, I love it. So that was amazing, thank you. All right, so from this now, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to be lower and then lifting, right? So I want to go in and then up. So this will allow you to squeeze your shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades a lot more. And you're still going to squeeze the top as well, yeah? And that's really, really good. So you should be feeling it here. Of course, make sure that you're always breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale and release. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to do an exercise on the ground. We're going to be lying down on our stomachs to exercise the back muscles. This can be challenging for some people because it depends on the lower back arch. So if for any reason, you know, it goes into your lower back and it hurts, just don't hesitate to use a cushion like this that you could put underneath your pelvis so that it allows you to curb your lower back in a way that is nice and safe, okay? So from this position now, we're going to lie down on our backs. So for this here, we want to make sure that we're always curling the tailbone under, which is a little bit more challenging to do when we are on our stomachs, but it's still possible. You kind of want to visualize, I remember in Stop Pilates, that's how they taught it, visualize you have a grape underneath your belly button and you want to squeeze your belly button to your spine and prevent from squishing it. So I thought that that was a very nice way of seeing it. So we're gonna start with our forehead onto the floor. We're gonna put our hands onto the sides. The elbows are about the height of the shoulders. We want to curl that tailbone under. We want to contract those glutes. That's really, really important so that we can stabilize the lower back. And what we want to do is when we're going to lift, it's a very low lift, but when we're going to lift, we want to make sure that our nose is still towards the ground. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale now, we lift about 1 to 2 inches off of the mats. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and we lower. Good. And again, inhale. Exhale, we lift. As we exhale, we do it through pursed lips to contract our abs even more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and we lower. We're going to do this a third time for this variation. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, contract those abs, curl that tailbone and lift. Inhale, we stay. And exhale, we lower. Beautiful. For the next variation, now we're going to put our arms to the sides of our thighs. And so when we're going to inhale, so when we're going to be in a relaxed position before we lift, our shoulders are going to be rounded. And our forehead is going to be on the ground. But when we're going to inhale, we're going to roll those shoulders back. Roll those shoulders back so that it's nice and straight. And we really want to feel that the shoulder blades are coming together here. And then we're going to lift. But when we're going to lift, we're going to lift about 1 inch off of the floor. And we want to feel that we're pulling our necks, our heads forward. All right, so from this position, we relax the shoulders, the hands are on the sides, palm towards the thighs. We inhale, we bring the shoulders back, lift the hands a little bit off the ground. Exhale, we lift 1 inch, but we pull. So it's kind of like a bullet. You're pulling away. So you're kind of extending each vertebrae. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, and we lower. And we relax the shoulders. And again, inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lift about 1 inch. Pull, 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 pull. Exhale, we lower. And last time, inhale, bring the shoulders back. Exhale. exhale, we lift. We stay, we inhale. Exhale, we lower, and we come back down. Beautiful. All right, from this position, we're going to place our hands next to our heads. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to start by curling the tailbone. We're going to lift onto our forearms, and then we're going to push back, sit back onto our heels. And in this position, stretch it out. So really walk those fingers forward, stretch your hands out. You should feel a nice deep stretch here in the arms after the workout that we did with the arms. Apologies, I need to look at the time. Make sure that you're always breathing well. Keep stretching those arms. Stretch, stretch, stretch. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we allow the arms to rest back onto the ground. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we start by curling the tailbone under. And then we roll back up one vertebrae at a time. We want to take our time, keep that back nice and round. Take as many breath cycles as you need to do this, to sit back up. So your back should feel nice and refreshed. So now we're going to do an exercise for the neck. I want to warn you right away, it's a little bit intense, it's a bit demanding. So if at any point in time you're like, I can't do this anymore, don't give up, okay? Don't just fall on the ground, you know? Just put your hands behind your head, your fingers behind your heads. Don't pull with your hands, just support the head, okay? You'll still be working on your abs for this, which is a good thing. But what's really important is we want to isolate the neck as much as possible, okay? So we're going to go onto a supine position. We're going to go onto our backs. We want to make sure that our feet are on the ground, that our knees are bent, and we want to curl the tailbone under so that we're protecting our lower back. That's always really, really important. We're going to place the arms onto the side to start. Make sure that your shoulders are staying on the ground. So what we're going to be doing is our neck flies. People have a tendency when they do these to lift with their shoulders instead of lifting with the neck. So we really, really want to work on only lifting the neck. So you can, for example, cross your arms over and have the middle finger touch the floor of each shoulder. It's rounding your shoulders a little bit, but it doesn't matter because you shouldn't be using them anyway. And that's going to give you a gauge as to if you're lifting or not. So in this position, we're going to inhale. Exhale, we're going to contract those abs, bringing the navel to the spine just to create stability. And now let's get ready. Inhale. And exhale, we lift, bring the chin towards the sternum. Inhale. We don't touch the ground, but we bring the head back down parallel to the ground. And we continue. Exhale, bring the chin to the sternum. And inhale. We bring it back parallel to the ground. So you can keep on doing this if you don't need the prop to feel if your shoulders are coming off the ground or not. You can put your hands onto the sides, palms up towards the ceiling. This opens up the shoulders nice and strong. Inhale, we lower. You should be feeling these. Beautiful. I promise we are almost done. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to come back parallel to the ground. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to lower our heads to the ground. Oh yeah. And now as you lower it, press the back of the head against the mat. Make sure that you're always curling the tailbone under. And we're going to keep on pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and release. Beautiful. We're going to do our second exercise for the neck. So now we're going to lift the head off of the floor barely, but now we're going to work the side muscles. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, contract those abs, lift the head slightly off the floor, right? We're not bringing it up to the sternum, just slightly off the floor. And from this position, we're going to turn left. And then inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. So now we're going to do a few reps. Exhale to the left. And now we're going to lift. In, exhale, lower. You can reverse the breath. Inhale, exhale. So now we're bringing the ear towards the sternum. Last 2 times. Good, we're going to do it one last time. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to come back to the center. Inhale. And again, you can use your fingers at the back of the heads if you need. Exhale, we're going to go to the right side. And again, inhale, exhale. And again, you can reverse. Exhale as you lower, inhale as you come up. Make sure that your shoulders are as relaxed as possible. And last rep, we're done, we're done, we're done. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, lower the head to the ground. Press it against the ground. Beautiful. And now make sure that you have like a 30 to 50% contraction or compression against the ground. Relax your shoulders. Good. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to release. Beautiful. We're now going to take the palm heels and the finger pads, and we're going to massage the back of our neck. So we're going to massage the trapezius. So if your nervous system is highly activated or even more activated than usual, you don't want to just rub. You want to squeeze and hold, right? Because otherwise it activates your nervous system in a way that's very painful. Make sure that you're always breathing. We are at the end of our session. And now we're going to pull away the muscles from the cervical spine away towards the palm heels. We really want to smush, very technical term, we want to smush the muscles between the finger pads and the palm heel. And when we're doing that, we're removing tension that often comes to the surface as we do this work. Make sure that you're taking deep breaths, always inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose or through the mouth, especially through the mouth when we're removing tension. This should feel a lot better. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we're exhaling now, we're going to roll over to the side. We're going to push off with our hands to sit back up. We're going to come back to our reference position of the start. So again, you could be sitting on your chair, on the couch, in César, cross-legged. It's up to you. We're now going to close off the session. So make sure that you're curling that tailbone under, that you're gently contracting the abs. Beautiful. We're going to interlace the fingers. Inhale, we're going to stretch it up towards the ceiling. And we're going to hold. Exhale and release. Pull, 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 push, push, push. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Beautiful. And last, we're going to interlace the fingers back. Make sure you're always curling the tailbone. Inhale, bring it open. Stretch the sternal area. And exhale and release. So I hope that felt good. I hope that it made you feel better in terms of your spine. So for those of you who are online, please stay. I'll be right with you. For those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, if you need any kind of variety, if you want to work a part of the body, anything, please leave me a comment below or send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And thank you again for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and stay true to you.